Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Earbones podcast, the only podcast that despises and detests any taxes paid at Comic-Con or convention-type areas. I'm Brand,
And I'm Stick.
and we're here to drink coffee and talk about comic books, pop
lull
culture,
you to sleep. Just lull you to sleep.
and sing you a lullaby. La-di-da.
Oh, God.
No?
No. I don't know about that.
This is going to be a day later than normal because we went to the Steel City Convention yesterday in Monroeville,
Yes, we did.
and it was a journey.
It was something.
We encountered closed roads, high people, annoying people,
Yeah.
and a lot of books that were either way too expensive or way too beat up to buy.
Yeah, no middle ground. No middle ground. Didn't leave with much, but...
Shall we talk about our books first or our Comic-Con outings?
We'll do the outing later. Let's get in the books.
All right. What are you most excited to talk about this week? Do you have a single book other than She-Hulk that you're trying to talk about?
Let's throw Moon Knight under the bus first.
Yeah, that's what we're going with right away.
Yeah.
All right, Moon Knight number 2. And I feel like you have some serious things you need to say because you wanted to talk about this book right away.
Yeah, I don't understand what everyone sees in it right now. The beginning was awesome. Like, I didn't understand at first what was going on.
Really? You thought the beginning was awesome?
Yes.
I have here that I hated the first 7 pages. First 7 pages were trash. Don't get me wrong, I liked how it looked. I liked the art. But
It was an interesting way to tell what was happening.
I didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, that's fine.
why it was trash to me.
Yeah, but I understood people were getting killed by this guy. And then it just...
I didn't even understand who was doing the killing for a
Oh,
while.
I didn't know either. I'm still not sure. I don't even know who that guy was.
I hated it.
Was his name the Sniper?
I thought it was dumb, annoying as shit, and the whole thing to me felt empty. It felt like a secondary story.
Yeah, and then he starts fighting the guy. Some guy comes out of an elevator, shoots him, and it's over.
Yeah, I didn't like this at all.
I don't want to read the next one. Like, nothing makes me want to read the next issue.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm staying on it. I'm drawing the line at 5.
But this thing got like 5 stars on Comic Vine.
Well, they don't have the.
I don't
know what.
Maybe they got a different issue than me, because...
Maybe they got one that was done. Because I still feel like the art isn't finished. It's a little better in this one. If it becomes a thing where he gets more and more drawn in as we go along, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I don't want them to have it like a long deal where they plan for it to be longer and then they're like, oh, we're canceled, so here he is, drawn all the time.
Yeah, I did not enjoy it.
I like the way the art was at the beginning. I like how when people died, their panels kind of went away.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I didn't know what was happening, and I thought it was trash. I hated it.
It needed a little more in the beginning, and then maybe that part.
It needed something told because I was lost most of the time.
Yes.
Talk about Green Arrow for 1 second, and I'm just going to say I love it, and I guarantee you anybody who's reading Green Arrow loves it because it's really doing a lot of things awesome with the different clans, the Outsiders War. This is the 5th book of it, like the 5th chapter in this crossover, if you will, or in this arc. But if you're not reading Green Arrow, this will be useless to you, and you don't care. Beautiful art in it, though.
That was a good review.
You want to talk about Captain America right now?
Oh, sure.
Captain America number 19. I don't think you read 18.
I didn't, but you told me about it.
We talked about it on here. How did you feel about this issue?
It was awesome.
I love the art of Nick Klein in this.
He's really good.
There's moments, we talk about it every week here, about the Silver Age feel, and that's where we want to see books, even though it's hard to... If it happened too often, it would bother us.
It's hard to have a Silver Age book with modern storytelling.
Yeah. But there's moments here like, I think somebody shoots a bazooka or something, and he has the onomatopoeia surrounding... Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think when he's running on the helicarrier. Or what? I think he's on the helicarrier. Wasn't quite sure.
We have Iron Nail turning into some crazy dragon type of
Which
beast.
was awesome.
It did look awesome. I still don't know what his name refers to him in that, though, but... you brought up that there was a moment where Captain America looks like the guy from Wolfenstein.
Yes.
Which you had to show me.
Yes, it was fantastic.
I'm trying to find this page where this art is, and I can't. But Iron Nail and Cap fight for a bit. Cap kind of cleans his clock, but then Dr. Mind Bubble comes in and puts a mind bubble on Cap.
Yeah.
And if we've known everything from this, they say that you can't get out of the mind bubble, that you die.
Yeah.
and that they're told to just kill themselves before it fully takes over. I mean, obviously, Remender has done some crazy things in the past.
Yeah, but
Obviously, he's not going to kill
yeah.
Captain America in Captain America's
You can't
book.
do that, but I don't know. I really liked it.
I love
Especially
it.
at the end. I didn't expect him to get mind bubbled.
See, I saw it coming, but I don't know.
No, from what I understand, there's other anti-super soldiers like mind bubble still.
Well, we find out that Iron Nail was also one of them.
See, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I hope there's more. I mean, that's something to run with for a little bit.
I mean, I don't think that's the kind of story that's ever been told before.
No.
I mean, I would have liked to see more Jet in here.
Yeah, she was just watching TV.
Yeah, hanging out.
You know.
I mean, she did run out to help at the last minute, though, but we don't really see her.
Yeah, I'm sure
pop
she'll be
up.
in next issue.
Yeah,
Maybe she'll save him from mind bubble.
that'd be cool. I don't know why I can't find that panel in here. I mean, I'm just flipping through, but whatever. But, I mean, I loved it. If you're not reading Captain America and you are a Captain America fan, or even if you're just a fan of good stories, I would recommend reading
Certainly,
this.
certainly.
It might be a little confusing jumping in at this point, but they kind of tell you what's going on at
Yeah,
the
they
beginning of the issue.
do. The exposition was good.
It's kind of a review page without a review page.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump into this
Oh,
because
boy.
you've been telling me
Oh boy, here we go.
we've been talking forever about how I dislike Batman,
You're just gonna trash talk this whole thing.
and this Batman Detective Comics. The one thing I have to say, I mean, you're not on Detective, are you?
No.
This artwork. I mean, like I knew what I was coming in. I mean, Francis Metapol and Brian Bocello did The Flash together,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of revolutionized it. But this is just magical. This artwork,
Those panel setups look awesome.
it's glorious. But I'm glad it's not made like The Flash. Like how The Flash's art was made to see like it was in motion.
yeah.
This is more to show a steadiness, possibly, or like an authority by the way they're all individually laid out, but there is crossing between the two, and it works so perfectly. I don't really know what's going on, even though it's the beginning of a new thing. They're trying to reinvigorate downtown. Bruce is with this woman. Her daughter rides a motorcycle. There's a guy named Mr. Squid.
Now, aside from loving the art, did you actually enjoy Batman in this?
I enjoyed Bruce Wayne, but Batman didn't talk much, so I did enjoy him.
there it is.
I did enjoy it because he wasn't. I mean, he beat a couple dudes' asses, and that was it.
You know we're recording this.
Yes,
You just said you enjoyed Batman in this.
I enjoyed Batman not talking. in
Okay,
this.
I'm just making sure.
All in all, I did enjoy this.
Well, that's good.
The art did it for me. The art got me in. I mean, I can't. I'm nowhere near saying I'm a Batman fan
No.
at this point.
It's like me saying I'm a Superman fan. Not gonna happen, but I still enjoy it.
It was the Bruce Wayne that pulled me in and made me enjoy this book. It wasn't the Batman because he was being Bruce Wayne and not. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some moments in here where he was brooding over his dead son. I feel like that's going to go on forever. I mean, I guess it does have to.
It'll last about 5 years, and he'll get something new to brood about.
But I mean, the art itself drew me in. I mean, look at that.
That's awesome.
There's like he just busts in and he says, "It's okay, you're safe now," but he's like speaking Japanese. I mean, it's all right. I like this book a lot.
Are you gonna drop it?
No, I would recommend picking this up if for nothing else other than the art. Even if you don't like the interior, the cover is worth
Yeah,
it.
the cover is pretty awesome.
But I expect big things from this, and if it lets me down, it's just going to sour me even more to Batman. Because if two of the best New 52, one of the best teams from the New 52, cannot do Batman in this, and it bothers me, it's going to really sour me on Batman.
Well, as long as you're giving it a chance, I can't argue with you.
I mean, I hopped on that one. I'm not dropping it.
That's fair.
You read Black Widow #5,
Oh my god.
as you've read all the other ones, and I mean, moving past the Phil Noto artwork, which is obviously fantastic. We don't have to talk about it too much. You can calm down.
Okay.
This issue bothered me a bit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
The wonderful 2 issues that they set up this Hammer of God character, they just kill him off.
Oh, he's not dead. There's no way he's dead.
It's the implication.
I understand that, but it might make a more...
I was thinking maybe he is dead, but it's more of a, like they say he was a monk. Maybe there's more of them. Like there's a whole group of them that call themselves the Hammer of God. It's more than just one person.
That'd be interesting.
I would like that too, but it just bothered me that she kind of took care of him pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I like how she kind of broke the character. Like, she was just there for information, and then he just made her mad, and she just went off on him.
Yeah, I mean, it just after he died, I was bothered.
I don't know who that reveal at the end is.
The reveal at the end is the indestructible man
Really?
is in that thing. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the indestructible man.
Me neither.
I've heard of him, but I've never like read an actual story with him. I don't think. I'm not dropping it, obviously.
Oh, please don't.
It's a yeah, because you're not on it.
No.
I mean, it's a fantastic book. I would recommend it to anybody. Although it is more in the, how do I explain this without sounding like a weird guy? It's in the vein of Hawkeye. It's not written or drawn in like the basic standard of comics.
Yeah.
It's going. I don't want to say it's going above and beyond, but it's going off to the side.
I feel like it's a more art-driven story.
It's very good.
Like,
though. I appreciate it.
I do. I'm glad you get it.
Is Edmondson's the same guy who's writing Punisher, isn't it?
I don't know. Look.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's killing it. That's two of the best series out right now.
Maybe a Black Widow and Punisher team up. That'd be awesome.
But speaking of Punisher, we're not talking about Punisher because you had it back ordered.
And I just got it this week.
And you just got it this week. So we'll talk about that next week. We'll just touch on it briefly, unless he's blown away by it. But we'll talk about that next week.
Yes. Apologies.
I want to talk about Inhuman #1.
Oh, boy.
Written by Charles Soule, drawn by Joe Mad, who has a cult following almost. I want to say that this book was pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting this to be what it was. I mean, I guess you kind of have to expect good things out of Charles Soule. But there's this Inhuman, but not from Attilan. You remember the weird village where they found Thanos' son Thane?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's from that village. And in that village, not everybody gets the Terrigen Mists. It was only people who they would choose who they think would be, proper to do it.
Yeah.
And this guy was one of them. So he's going around and judging all of these Inhumans who have gotten with the Terrigen Bomb. And if they're not adequate, he kills them.
Oh.
And that's what's going on. And he runs into one or two, and then another one. He kills two of them off because he thinks they're not adequate. They shouldn't be Inhumans. And then he eventually comes upon one who fights back. Medusa steps in, says, "This is my subject. I'm still the queen." And he's like, "You're not my queen," blah, 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 things like that. But I love the way the story's going. Although it still feels to me like Inhumans are being used as the replacement of mutants because mutants have been more accepted. They've drugged that out as long as they could.
Yeah.
So now they had to introduce a new species to be scrutinized and to be oppressed.
Well, at least it was an interesting way to introduce them, Something new.
Medusa says she's waging war on like anti-Inhuman people and upon maybe the.
Is she Magneto?
She might be the Magneto. No, because she'd be the Professor X of the situation.
Ew.
He would be the Magneto. The guy's name is Lash.
Lash.
Lash. Lash. But I mean, the artwork's in it for the Inhumans. It's nice.
The guy on the cover looks like the guy from Infamous.
A bit. Speaking of which, that was the highest bought game on the PSN last week.
Really?
Yeah, the new one when it came out.
I've heard good things.
Medusa's hair looks nice when Joe Mad draws it.
Yeah, it does. Wow.
That's Lash. He kind of looks like a demonic beast / Doomsday.
Yeah.
That's
exactly how to describe
That's
it.
the way I could explain it. But all in all, I mean, if you're a fan of Inhumans at all, check it out. See, there's him just destroying an Inhuman. I mean, it's a pretty book. The art's not for everybody. But if you're even a slight fan of the Inhumans, pick it up because I'm a huge Inhumans fan and I loved it. Swamp Thing.
I did read that.
Number 30. The cover is kind of a throwback to like older Swamp Thing, like the anatomy issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great cover. How'd you feel about this issue?
Let me look here. I enjoyed it overall. It was I really liked the way that they were blending up his body and using it on people to control plant matter for a limited amount of time.
Can I say Lady Weeds getting tattooed was phenomenal?
It was.
Because she didn't feel like right in her own body, so she went and got like flowers and vines tattooed all over her. Fantastic.
Yeah, I really did like that. And we found the real, I can't remember their name, but the real order of.
Yes.
There's only one left.
In India.
Yes.
the hell are they?
I can't remember their names.
We don't read these books.
We just look at pictures. Oh, and
How about the Vandal Savage?
yes, I was just gonna say Vandal Savage showing up.
And just wanted to do a little bit of sparring with Cappuccino,
Cappuccino, we'll go with that.
Al Pacino.
Capsaicin.
Moving on. But I loved it. And then at the end, I mean, there's a couple beautiful scenes in here too, where like they cut him and like weeds start to grow out, like grass starts to grow out of his skin.
Yeah.
Just showing that his blood is actually like it's not blood, it's plant matter. It's
I hope there's more Vandal Savage coming up though.
that it was very nice.
Yeah.
I like that he was a dick, but he wasn't being a villain of the moment, if you know what I mean.
I like how he chose to walk because he's immortal. Not
Yeah.
really in a hurry to get
Yeah.
anywhere. I'm like, that's nice.
Did you understand the ending
What was the ending?
where she says, "I'm just like you"? And
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what she is.
Yeah, I don't either. I try to figure out, like, she can't be the red because it's not an animal. It can't be the rot. What else is there?
I guess we're gonna find
It
out.
looks like mold.
Or something.
Or, like, there's really only one avatar of the green. She obviously says she's not a green. Is she the mold?
I don't know.
Mold thing. That's what we should call it.
Mold.
Take a DC, run with it. I don't understand how we stopped, how we didn't figure out who the hell these people were.
I don't know. Really.
But he has a really big mustache. I know that.
But yeah, it was good. I'm liking where it's going. It's
The
something
Serene.
unique. The Serene.
Yeah,
That's it.
Sureen.
Yeah.
I was super confused about what this girl was, though. It bothered me because I kept looking at it, and there was like these wispy things coming out of her mouth and eyes. I don't understand what's going on.
I feel like I've seen it before though.
See, I haven't. I'm almost positive I've never seen it before. Was it in Rot World?
I don't.
Hopefully not. If we're going back to Rot World, I'm dropping every book I own. I'm going to touch quickly on Black Science. Amazing science fiction story. If you're into science fiction, or amazing art by Matteo Scalera here, and Rick Remender writing it is just killing it. There's different versions of the parents coming back now, saying that they're their kids and they're messing with the time stream. Time traveling, crazy sci-fi book. I highly recommend it. It is phenomenal.
You lost me at time travel.
No, you lost yourself at time travel.
Oh, that's deep.
Starlight, which you are also not reading. Mark Millar, Gordon Parlov. And I read somewhere that this is Mark Millar in his Hollywood vein. Like he's trying, this is almost like a very Hollywood type book. And I can see it. Like I can see every panel of this being turned into like a scene of a movie. This young kid came back. Do you remember first issue? A young kid came back after he grew old. His wife died.
Yeah, he saved a universe.
He saved
or
the
something.
universe. Well, this kid came and said, "Hey, we need your help on this universe. We need help again. You're the only one that can do it. Nobody else will." You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, a lot of like Flash Gordon
Oh,
type like imagery here, like of him flying the ship and everything.
well, that can't be a bad thing.
No, not at all. It's very well done. And him and the kid just talk about like the kid finally talks him into going and saving the planet. And he's like, "Hold on, nobody ever believed me that I was in space. I'm gonna fly around for a while." And the Air Force comes and like tries to shoot him out of the sky, and they just kick it in hyperdrive. Gone.
Oh.
But like the dynamic between the kid and him is very movie like joking around, but yeah, what you would expect.
Yeah.
But they go back to the world, and it's pretty much decimated. And the kid was talking about how there's only like pockets of resistance left, and it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes because he's an old guy, but apparently he's still the head hero on this world.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I love it. It's also lady approved.
Oh.
I had the lady read the first one because it was in her pile, and then this came last week. And she read the first one. She said, "Is the next one as sad as this one?" Because the first one is just talking about how he lost his wife and his kids didn't come for dinner and everything. I was like, "No, go ahead and read it." And she read this actually right after number one, and she said, "I like this a lot."
Wow.
So there you go. Pick
There
it
you
up.
go.
If you're not picking it up for yourself, pick it up for your lady.
You're never going to drop it now.
Well, I love it. So I think I dropped Hinterkind.
Oh, really?
That book has been on and off my pull more times than I could imagine.
Just let it go, sir.
You only had like one other book that I didn't have this week.
Yes. Batgirl 29 here. Allied with Strix against the Menace Silver.
Who?
You don't know who Strix is?
No.
She was a girl recruited by the Court of Owls, and they just taught.
See, I know nothing about the Court of Owls.
I don't either because I didn't read that, but she was taught to be an assassin, so she doesn't have. She can't talk, which you might think is stupid, but like she writes like stuff down on notepads and stuff.
Well, I know the Court of Owls are assassins. Like, they're a group of assassins, correct?
Yes, I mean she's an assassin, but she's good. Like she works with Batgirl. They're friends.
I believe you can't be called an assassin unless you're good.
She has assassin skills.
Oh, you meant good, like, moral-wise.
Yes.
I thought you meant, like, good, like, she gets the job done.
No. Well, she does get the job done, but this ended the arc where this guy named Silver thinks that they're vampires, and he kidnapped this I don't know, this sick girl or something because he thinks she's a vampire. And Batgirl and Strix go in to his house to try to stop him. And like every time they show him looking at them, Batgirl and Strix, they look like vampires. And they start fighting. You know, Batgirl beats him up and convinces him that they're not vampires and that the little girl's not a vampire. And then the little girl comes down and she's a fucking vampire. I don't even understand.
So you're saying it's a Buffy book?
No, because an vampire shows up out of nowhere, grabs the kid.
I know nothing about
I don't know nothing either.
I mean, supposedly his actual New 52 run was not bad.
I never read it. Like I said, I heard good things. People were sad it was canceled.
Yeah.
But he destroys the vampire baby thing.
Is his name actually I Vampire?
Well, he comes in and he says, I vampire. That's all he says. That's all he says. I don't know. Kills the little girl. He goes away. Silver and his thing disappear, and that's it. Nothing happened. Is this a setup for like I Vampire coming back or something? I don't know.
Did you like it though?
It was okay. I'm more excited for the next art, the Midnight Man.
I'm unfamiliar.
I don't know who that is, but it's gotta be better.
You like the sound, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's gotta be better than this arc.
Speaking of arcs, we are or are not looking forward to. Action Comics 30 was basically one prequel. The whole issue half wrapped up the last arc, but was basically a prequel to Doomed, which apparently Doomsday's back.
Again.
And he's evolved.
Oh.
Like, he's escaped out of the negative zone, and he's just jumping around here, and they say his personality changed a bit because he didn't kill somebody. And then it's like, he jumped into the Marianas Trench or something. And then the last reveal in this is this. That's Doomsday.
Oh my god, what is it?
It says, like, what has Doomsday become?
That could be awesome.
I will only be getting the issues of Doomed that are in Action Comics. I think there might be one in Superman, but it's mostly in Superman Wonder Woman, I believe.
Oh, you're still not on that.
I'm not on that. I don't know. If I would have hopped on the beginning, I think I would have enjoyed it, but I didn't.
I would have got it just for the covers.
I had too many books. I have too many books.
You do have too many books.
But, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. There's just beautiful pages like this where it's just full, like one full page of him looking over everything. And that character, Haro, who's at the end of the last one, remember?
Yeah, that girl?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She can raise the dead.
Oh.
And she raised the dead of kind of Superman enemies up from the ground. And he pretty much turned them all against her. Like, he said, you guys deserve better than this. You shouldn't be raised like this. And they all turn against her. She ends up getting beaten. After she raises, like, Hannibal, like the original, like, elephant riding Hannibal.
Oh my god.
But he turns them all against her. Yeah, it's a gorgeous page there, too. But even after he refuses to kill her, she's kind of, she says, I will not give up. Like, I will destroy you to save the world. Because she still thinks that Superman needs to die in order for the world to be proper.
At least she sticks to her guns, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But then the whole Doomsday thing happens. There's a squid. He kills a squid. I don't know. I don't know.
How do you feel about this Doomsday coming back? You seem indifferent about it.
Yeah, I'm not here. I don't really care. If it's good, I'll like it. If it's bad, I'll be pissed. I mean, like any story, though. But I think I might be a little more upset if they bring him back to do the same story. If they bring him back and he kills Superman, I'm going to be upset. Because, come on now, don't recycle everything.
What if he came back and he was like a good guy?
That'd be interesting.
Like,
I don't think you can be a good guy looking like this.
Like a Doomsday Superman team-up.
I don't think you can be good looking like this. I'm pretty sure Doomsday did team up with Superman at the end of the first run of Action Comics.
Really?
I'm not positive, but I think I read it.
We should look for that.
We'll have to look into that. Deadpool versus Carnage.
Yeah.
I just want to say this book's not Deadpool versus Carnage, because Deadpool made Carnage look like a little bitch in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He just whipped his ass.
Pretty much.
So basically, it's going to be called Deadpool versus Carnage's friends.
I don't know who that girl is at the end.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Shriek.
Who's Shriek?
We played the game Maximum Carnage. The bitch who comes in and saves him.
Oh.
That's Shriek.
You don't say.
Yes.
Okay.
See, I've read very little Carnage books, but I'm familiar with Carnage and Carnage's band of friends from the game Maximum Carnage on Super Nintendo. That's where I'm familiar with. So if we have Shriek this issue, maybe Doppelganger next issue, I'd be excited.
That'd be interesting.
Cloak and Dagger may get involved.
I'm in.
But Deadpool could take out Carnage. It was shown very handily right here that you could easily take him out because the symbiotes are afraid of what? Fire.
I feel like it didn't do the Versus series justice. Like, the battle was good,
This
but
is technically the first Versus. The other ones were kills.
yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. I was just assuming.
I still think Colin Bunn has something up his sleeve. I never will count out Colin Bunn. I was never familiar with Cletus Cassidy.
I didn't know he was that big of like a redneck or something. Or what's
He
going on
reminds
there.
me of Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5. Is what he reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the action scenes were sweet.
Yeah, they were.
And I don't know, I feel if this is how Carnage has always been, like with these jokes, how is it not seen like him and Deadpool are almost the same person? Because some of his jokes are bad.
Yeah,
they're
they are.
really bad.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, he is pretty crazy though. Like it made me want to go back and read some Carnage to see how crazy he really was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not dropping it. I'm excited to see it. Will you still continue to read these as I get them?
Yeah, and there's only gonna be like 4 or 5, huh?
I think it's 4. I think it's a 4-issue series.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
Now we can move on to your
Oh boy.
your coup de grace here. She-Hulk number 3 with probably the best cover this week.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some good covers, but this Doom cover with her it's fantastic.
It is. It is.
I'll let you take this one away.
I believe in this issue, she's still talking to Doom's son. I can't remember his name. Kristoff. And she realizes that he has a couple hours, because he's been in the country for a year, to apply for citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty much in a race to the courthouse, and they get stopped by Doombots, I believe, near the end there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. The Doom reveal at the end when he just busts in is pretty awesome.
Yes. The one thing that I think was the best out of this was the Fantastic Car.
Yeah.
How there's an old like Fantastic Four warehouse that she stole Fantastic Four from, and she's like, and they even played it up as like, oh, I'm glad this is the old kind because they don't recognize me as a member anymore, but I can still drive this one. The writing is magnificent.
It is.
The writing's never been a problem with these.
It's the art.
It's the art.
Oh,
it's bad.
That full page of Hellcat, Patsy, her face.
Yes.
Guy, don't draw teeth.
Yes.
Mm.
But Doom comes down and takes his son back at the end.
Yeah.
But it's almost like as soon as Doom showed up, like you just see what kind of man he is because his son's like, no, I gotta go.
Yes.
Like I gotta go. It's my dad. I gotta go. But this leads me down the stream that I was talking about earlier. With Moon Knight, in order to be a good comic book, you need to have good writing and good art.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard to call a book good when it's just like the writing could be magnificent, like it is in this. Like there are some great, especially if you're a fan of any kind of a law deal. This book is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like because she's quoting, and you know it's real because Charles Soule is a lawyer.
Yeah,
but you need to have that writing, and if it doesn't have the art, it just kind of it breaks even, and it's just kind of there.
Yeah, I will admit the art is really hurting it. Like,
but it's not even just this book. There's plenty of books out there where it could have fantastic art, and then the writing doesn't hold up, or it has fantastic writing and the art doesn't hold up. You need to have both in order for it to be a good book.
I agree.
Example: Daredevil. Daredevil has fantastic art now, fantastic writing.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow. It's even though I had a little bit of issues with the way the story's going.
Yeah,
I can't doubt the writing. It's good writing. I just feel like if this doesn't get a different artist, it's not going to last.
Well, I feel like the arc should be ending soon.
But I don't think they're going to give him a different artist after this arc. It doesn't seem how it works.
We can hope. We can hope. People love the art though. Some people really love it. I'm not one of them.
Well, see, now you know how I feel about All Red.
I understand.
The way you feel about this is the way I feel about All Red. And I don't think people like the art themselves. I think they like the little things in the art. I watched a review of this somewhere, and somebody said they liked how when they went to the coffee shop, everybody was like on their phones and stuff. But like anybody can do that.
Yeah.
And She-Hulk does not look like She-Hulk in this.
I'm telling you, get the person who does the covers to do the interiors.
I don't know. These covers look like they take a while though. I think this one's watercolor.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It'd be hard to do a whole watercolor book. Speaking of art, those Deathlock pages we saw at the con.
You regret not getting that one, huh?
I was not prepared nor able to drop $350, $400 for a piece of original art.
I wanted that She-Hulk pinup thing.
Yeah,
But I think it was like $50, $75.
Well, compared to the Deathlock splash page, I wanted it was $575. Big difference there.
Yeah, but one was a lot better. The Deathlock one was a lot better.
Yeah, it was.
It was full
And
page.
they were all published too.
Mm-hmm.
That guy had a nice collection.
He did.
Well, you want to move on to the bad comic of the week, or you want to talk about your Gambit?
Let's go with Gambit here. Let me see.
You read what, the first three
Yes.
of the last incantation of Gambit?
Yeah, how many issues were this? 12? 13?
I think it went longer than that.
Really?
I want to say 16.
Okay.
I'm not sure though.
I'm going to be honest with you. I really enjoyed it.
Hmm?
Like, I love James Bond.
Did it have James Bond feel?
I really got a James Bond feel out of this. You know,
What's going on?
the first issue, they really don't say much, but he shows up to a party. You know, he meets this girl. He breaks in to like this guy who works
Baron von Sitch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and he works with supervillains. He like sells them stuff on the black market.
Yes.
And he busts in and he tries to steal this like scarab looking thing, and it turns into like a starfish
Mm-hmm.
and puts itself in his skin.
Yeah.
And he meets this girl and she lies and covers for him.
Is that Joelle?
I didn't learn her name yet. I don't think they said it.
Okay.
Thanks for ruining. No, I don't know.
You act like a name reveal is going to ruin the book for you.
And then the second one, he breaks into a museum to try to find out what's inside of him because he can't get it out, and it's taking his powers away. And that girl shows up because he didn't know she was like a criminal or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, it just seems like James Bond. You know, he meets a girl, and they end up being bad.
See, I'm not super familiar with James Bond. So just me, I enjoyed these as a Gambit fan.
Oh, I understand. I mean, the Gambit was what made it. Like,
Yeah.
if it was, he's like the perfect superhero to this.
Yes,
like,
he
I feel
is.
like it. And then he ends up teaming up with the girl at the end of this one, and they go to Argentina, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't quite remember.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
And they break into like this secret tomb because they stole a map from the museum, and they find the other starfish scarab thing.
Yeah.
That unleashes the gods, or dragon gods or something that the girl thought was going to make her all powerful.
Okay, yeah.
And that's where it ends, when the dragon gods are flying around.
So are you excited to read more of this?
Yes, I really enjoy it. I hope it stays like this. Like, at least quality-wise. It doesn't have to be the same story of him being a thief.
I don't want to build it up too much. I don't want to tear it down too much. There are changes, and you'll see that there's a moment where they know they got canceled.
Oh.
Like, you know, see, the problem with this book is it came out the same time as Hawkeye. And I fear that, unlike me, who picked this up and stuck with this,
Everyone else got Hawkeye.
they were like, oh, Hawkeye's awesome. Hawkeye's been awesome. And then they just bought Hawkeye instead of this. But
I was one of them.
It started off strong. You have to admit, it started off really strong.
Oh, yeah, these 3 issues were fantastic.
Well, I can't wait to see what you say about it. Would you recommend these as a first 3 if somebody wants to pick up some back issues?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Especially if you're not really familiar with Gambit. Like, because I'm not.
It doesn't really matter.
And I didn't get lost, you know?
I mean, all you really have to know is that he can charge. They tell you repeatedly that he can charge things up
Mm-hmm.
with kinetic energy.
Yeah, certainly. I highly recommend it so far. I mean, it probably bombs at the end. I'm like, don't ever read this again, but we'll see.
I'm not going to say the end, but there's definitely a bombing involved. Our bad comic of the week this week.
Oh, boy.
I pulled this out of one of my boxes. We have from Renegade Press.
Your burn box. You're supposed to burn this.
I mean, well, all of them in that box aren't to be burnt. I just didn't have room to put them in other boxes.
they're burned.
Not all of them.
They're burnt.
I have some like JLA and some JLI in there.
Well, don't burn those, but burn this.
Okay, exactly. From Renegade Press, Max Collins and Terry Beatty's Miss Tree. Let me spell that. MS period TREE. What a play on words here.
Clever. They are clever.
September 1985. Miss Tree number 21.
21, everybody.
Made it to 21.
21.
The art is very...
Blue?
Instead of being just black and white, they decided to add blue at random moments. The art's not bad.
The art isn't bad. I will give it that.
It's very indicative of... I don't even want to say in mid-'80s. I want to say earlier. Of like an earlier pulp crime deal.
I say the blue gives it like this weird like noir feel.
Yeah, I'd say that. And we have this woman who's obviously some type of detective.
I don't understand what she is.
Nope, neither do I.
Why is
But
her
it
name
opens
Miss
up-
Tree?
Mystery
I get it, but like everyone kept saying they're like Mystery
all the time.
Investigation Department or something.
I couldn't tell you. Like I said, we're 21 issues in on this. So obviously we're not going to know what's going on. We open up with a guy named Little Jesus. Or Little Jesus. I was saying Little Jesus. It may be Little Jesus.
I think it's Little Jesus because they're...
But they did crucify him.
Huh. Well, either way.
He's dead.
Yeah.
A lot of words get thrown around. A lot of names that I have no idea what's going on.
No idea. Something about mobs.
Mr. Clean runs one of these mobs.
Yeah.
And it turns out not to be Mr. Clean. It's just a disguise.
Yeah. I will say the last panel was probably the best part of the book.
When she actually blows his brains out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
It ends up being a guy who faked his own death. And he was the original head of the mob.
Yes.
And he had to kill people above him after he switched personalities.
With his dying cousin.
How goddamn confusing was it for the 3 pages where she is on her Sherlock Holmes soapbox telling him everything that happened?
Yes.
It was the worst thing I've ever read. It was just on and on. I was like, you don't know all this stuff. No way you know this.
I know, right? She didn't know it was him at the end, though.
Until ripped out the
Contact.
contact. And she's like, I always knew. I knew it was you.
Did they have contacts in 1985?
I mean, I guess they had.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I mean, unless they invented it in this. But, I mean, there's some merch in here we got to look for.
Oh my god, I'm getting a Miss Tree shirt.
I want to get a Let's Get Normal shirt.
I'm eBaying it tonight, I swear.
I think it's a Normal Man shirt. Flaming Carrot? I didn't know Flaming Carrot was Renegade Press.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's just the clothing company that did it. I don't know. Miss Tree, what do you give it?
I give about 2 crucified Jesuses.
Well, I'm going to give it about 1.5 missing contact lenses. That's what I'm going to give it. Because they might not exist, so that'd be a 0. Like, if contacts didn't exist in
That's true.
1985, it's a 0. If they do exist, it's a 1.5.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
I will not be searching out any more mystery to read.
No, it's no static.
It's no static.
no static.
Which we found 2 issues of, but forgot to grab them from the con.
Yes. And we're sorry.
We're trying to find somebody that has a... Like, we don't want to buy a 1 or 2 here or there. We're looking for some... Because, there's somebody out there, some comic shop that has a run that we can find. But I also feel bad asking, where's your static at? That's just something I feel like isn't
I don't
right.
want people to laugh at me.
You want to talk about the con now?
Yeah, sure.
Lee Majors was a huge part of it.
Lee Majors, everybody.
Every 10 minutes, they kept just shouting over the intercom, Lee Majors is signing. The line's not that long. He moves fast. That just means that he doesn't give a damn about you and that he's signing your thing and you're leaving.
I want to find 5 people who, A, know who Lee Majors is,
I think a lot of people know who
and
Lee
B,
Majors
care.
is. $6 Million Man was huge.
Yeah, like 50 years ago.
Not 50. Was that 70s? That'd be mid-70s.
That's still 42 years ago.
It's definitely older people. I mean, you act like the line was 13-year-olds. It absolutely was not. There was a lot of middle-aged guys there. I mean, late middle-aged guys there. Lee Majors was huge, but not as big as they should have thought.
I didn't see anyone in his line. They were all for seeing Brent Spinner.
No, there was a line for him.
Really?
Yeah. Beside the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean.
Yeah, with Doc Brown.
It looked just like I said, if you have a car like that, you need to look like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You said Brett Spinner was there. Who else was there?
Jonathan Frakes was there, who was Commander Riker on Star Trek Next Generation.
There was a guy from Walking Dead there.
Yeah, I don't know who he was.
I think he died. Like, usually that's what they do. Like, anybody who dies in Walking Dead, they just go on the con circuit. And I saw him walking around. People were just giving him free things.
Really?
It's like, you know, I mean, I don't know what kind of guy you are, but you didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I don't even know who he was.
I don't watch Walking Dead, but if you didn't know who he was, obviously he wasn't that big of a character.
Because you don't get attached to, like, the minor characters.
The
They all die.
kill-offs. Yeah, exactly.
They all die.
Bruno Sammartino, Georgina Steele were supposed to be there.
Yeah, they weren't there yesterday.
I think Sammartino is only going to be there Sunday, tomorrow. I think Georgina Steele is going to be today and tomorrow.
Well, why aren't we there now?
No, I'm good. Wasn't worth that much going back. I didn't have a good experience with some of the vendors.
Oh, yes.
There were 2 vendors that were selling not comics. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a comics, toys, and collectible show. It wasn't just a comic show.
Yes.
And these guys were selling just like comic related merchandise and just random like glasses and mugs. And
They had, like, 8 glasses on their table, and that's it.
yes. And I saw an Iron Man mug that I wanted to get for myself and an Owl mug to get for my lady. And they said I have to throw something, play beer pong to get this. And obviously, I asked you and your lady if you would do it for me, because obviously, out of the 3 of us, I'm the least skilled at these type of games. Being straight edge for about 6-7 years now, I haven't been anywhere near any of these party games. So I ended up throwing it, getting 10% off, which I don't even think they gave me. And these were just the biggest douchebags in the world. I mean, when I asked them if they could do any better, they said, "You can throw this ball." And I basically said to them, that's your haggling. A game. Game is your haggling.
Yeah, they were horrible people.
And then they told me my total, which came to like, what, $14.20.
Yeah.
And they were like, that's $4.20.
Shut up.
I was just so fucked. I said, good one. Good one.
They were horrible people.
And then said something about it was too high or something. They were trying to find me they didn't have boxes or bags.
I walked away at that point because you looked angry.
I was pissed. They didn't even have bags. They had no bags to put anything in when somebody bought something.
He just grabbed a thing of napkins and
stuffed it in a box.
What?
And then he gave him another box to put my Iron Man mug in, but it's like a taller mug. And he said it's too high. And they both giggled to each other.
Oh my god, they were horrible people.
I wanted to protest. I wanted to stand beside the table and tell people not to buy things from these people. They were horrible people, and they set bad examples for conventions. Then on the other side, a good person who screwed me. I bought a pop figure. I mean, one of the pop vinyl figures. Silver Surfer. And, I mean, most of the time you get them for $10 at cons or $10 a pop for pretty much any of them. Well, this one was $8. Plus tax, as we talked about earlier.
Ooh.
Why are we doing these taxes at cons? I don't remember paying taxes at cons ever. But now we do. All right, moving past that, though. $8, all right, came to $8.46 or something. I had a quarter. I had 2 quarters and a nickel. Okay. No, it had to be 32.
Wasn't it 56?
Maybe I had 3 quarters and a nickel. Either way.
Yes.
I needed a penny. 1 penny. And he just started tapping his pockets. And I said, I don't have a penny. And I had to pay another quarter. And then he gave me pennies back.
Horrible person. Horrible person.
Good guy. Bad business. Because I might have bought more off him if I didn't. I mean, that penny pissed me off.
If you ever see him again, you're just going to spit at him. I understand.
I'm just going to throw pennies. Just pennies.
Well, we're going to stop at Huntington now.
Use these! Huntington. You want to tell that story about that guy?
Yeah, so we went to this... Well, first off, we met this guy... Well, I met this guy at a flea market. I'm sure you met him the other day. But he's like, come see my shop down in Huntington. That's about an hour away from us, give or take. So I'm like, yeah, maybe you got a cool shop. He's like, yeah, I got some good back issues down there. Some good back issues. So one day we drive an hour out of our way.
And
we get
it's
there.
not just out of our way. We were going through places that looked like we were going to get raped and murdered simultaneously.
Yes.
There
Yes.
were some bad places.
No parking. We parked like 2 blocks away by a church. I don't even know.
Yes.
Okay, we find it. We get in there. This room is like the size of...
A sheets bathroom.
Yes, exactly. That's being considerate. It's smaller than that.
Yes.
It's
It's
500 degrees.
It's the size of a handicap stall.
Yes.
That's how big it is.
500 degrees. Well, first off, the room he had his comics in were the size of the bathroom stall. But he had literally like a house behind him.
But not a house that he was living in. It was just the room of a house.
Yes.
But dark, no lights on, and he's sitting behind this type of window.
Yes.
Just sweating.
I've never seen so much sweat in my life.
Like, yeah, I think he had a white shirt on, and it was almost transparent because it was so sweaty and wet. And this guy was no thin guy. This was a hefty guy, a hefty gentleman. And he was just sitting back by this window, just sweating.
Oh,
the best book he may have had was what, like a
it was like Green Lantern,
like a mid '70s, early '70s Green Lantern book.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the only good thing he had.
That was a little beat up.
Yeah.
On top of that,
Yes.
and he wanted like $5
He
for it.
had a lot of like Disney books, a lot of like Woody Woodpecker.
Yes,
He had a lot of those.
and he had a lot of like 2010 back issues.
Yes, like he just went and bought somebody's collection from
Yeah.
2010. I was like, this is a way to start a business.
Or he bought some comic shop's collection that they couldn't sell.
Yes.
And tried to sell them at his.
Yes,
I won't say shop. I'm going to say creepy room in his house.
it was a creepy room. Like 1 or 2 strategically placed sheets, and that's a murder room.
Anyway, I didn't really find much. I think I got like 3 books, but you found some, and they didn't take cards.
Yes.
So I'm like, it's okay. I'll pay for it. You get supper. Because we had Pizza Hut. The Pizza Hut was probably the best part of that day.
Oh, absolutely was.
Yeah, those wedges.
I love Pizza Hut.
Anyway, so I don't know what my total is, but I'm supposed to get 50 cents change back. And he's like, all I got is pennies. All I got is pennies. So he pulls out this bank bag. I'm like, guy, don't worry about it. I don't want the pennies. So he sits there and counts out 50 pennies to hand me. 50 pennies. I'm like, just keep them. He's like, no. I got to give you your change. I've never been so mad in my life. Like, why? I don't want them.
I believe he could have left his shop and followed a trail of pennies back to where we parked because you just slowly kept dropping them as we were walking.
What am I doing with 50 pennies?
You left the place and your pocket was so heavy.
It's the most inconvenient amount of change you could give a person.
99 pennies would be worse.
I don't know, because I could find one and make $1. I got 50 pennies. My God.
You can't do anything with 50
It
pennies.
was horrible.
We've never been back there.
I don't want to go back.
The only way that we would end up back there is if we were in Huntington for some other reason, and it was there, open, and said free comics on the door. It's the only way we would go
There
back.
was a junk shop down the street I'd like to check out one day.
I'm not going to Huntington for a junk shop because that would just be going to the comic shop. The comic shop was a junk shop.
Oh, God. Nicholas Brendan was at
I don't know who that is.
con yesterday. He's Xander from Buffy. And my girlfriend got a free hug, a picture taken with him, and an autograph. You know how much that autograph was?
$25.
We went and got a $2 comic for him, the autograph of Buffy. Not. We didn't even buy one of the pictures he had there. $40.
$40.
$40.
No.
Yes. $40. I thought that was to buy the picture and the autograph. You know, like a picture he brought there.
Did you get it signed?
Yeah, it got
You
signed.
paid $40.
Yes, it was $40.
Was he even a big character in Buffy?
Kind of. He's one of the main 3.
$40. I paid $30 for Sergeant Slaughter's autograph and a handshake.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He was so nice. I mean, I was a little nervous going up there because I don't know.
You watch Buffy, you know who he is, you've
Yeah.
seen his work.
Yeah, he was really nice. Kind of got this like weird gay vibe. I mean, nothing against him. I just didn't really expect it. It
wasn't his character.
No.
Okay.
You know, but hearing his voice was like, wow, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's got a very unique voice.
I don't know.
But I mean, $40. He didn't even
a
have a
lot of money.
line.
Well, see, we went to a comic shop in Murraysville afterwards, and that guy there said he's been collecting he's been doing the cons and stuff. He's been selling comics for 30 plus years.
Yes.
And he told us how they work with the guys. He said like they charge them a certain amount, and there's people there that count how many signatures they sell, and if the signatures doesn't like add up to what they were charging, they pay the rest. You know what I mean? Something like that. So maybe it wasn't his choice to sell them for $40.
I understand that, but that's a weird, like, why do they have to pay to go there to sell autographs?
I don't think that's what he was talking about. I think it
the
meant
other way around.
Yeah, their fee that they're charging You know what I mean? Gets once it's paid up, then it's, you know what I mean? Something along those lines.
Oh, so like what they charge the con for them,
Yes, the con pays
be
them
there.
to be there.
and the way that the con pays them is by setting how they sell their autographs for.
I believe so.
Okay.
That's what he was saying. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Obviously, I'm not in the con biz.
No, I understand that. Still, that's
But I mean, why would Xander from Buffy's autograph be equal to Neil Adams' autograph, who
Yeah.
was also there?
yeah, and no one was at Neil Adams'
It
thing
was
either,
empty.
which is kind of sad. But
I mean, I don't collect autographs. So
I don't
that's-
either.
I've never been a big thing about that. Like, even if I bought a Neil Adams book that day, I don't know if I would have got it signed.
if it was someone I really, really enjoyed, like if Patrick Stewart was there,
Greg Horn was there.
yeah, but again, I wasn't paying $40 for an autograph. I don't
Yeah.
care about autographs. I'd rather see the person and maybe talk to him once
Yeah.
than
But then on the other hand, I feel like it's not right to walk up to somebody and talk to them when they're expecting and they're trying to make money.
yeah, that's their only income.
That's
anymore,
what I
you know?
feel bad about.
You know, so I just look at him
Yeah.
from far away and I'm like, that's cool. Like I saw Brent Spinner. He was far away.
You're like, that's him.
Yeah, I saw him. I've seen him in my life. I've met him. I haven't met him in person, but I've seen him in real life.
We've met sexually in our heads.
Yeah, so there's that. But I mean, I feel like because I'm cheap. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I would feel bad not giving them money. Because some of them might not have anything else going on.
Yeah. Anything else exciting happen?
Well, other than that fantastic comic shop.
What about that fantastic
That
waffle ice cream sandwich? Man, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. It was an ice cream bar dipped in chocolate. Like they put like chocolate syrup on it, sprinkles, nuts, and then put it in between two hot waffles, like Belgian waffles. It was one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life.
He literally talked about it for the rest of the night.
There's nothing else I could say about it. I just wanted to endorse it. I want to pick up a franchise.
Let's look into it.
It was the best thing I've ever had in my entire life. I know there's people that are listening like, oh my God, that sounds disgusting. It's going to kill somebody. I would be happy dying by this sandwich. It was so good. He also did it with cheesecake too. Like you get frozen cheesecake
Yeah, that seemed
dipped in
weird.
chocolate in between waffles.
I regret not getting one.
You should have.
I know.
I wanted to get more.
Let's go.
No, I know they're still out there. Don't tempt me. No, yeah, that comic shop in Murraysville we stopped on the way. We were told from one of our local comic shop owners about a guy who has a comic shop out there that we've never heard of.
Hardest thing to find.
It was the hardest thing to find. What was it called?
Infinity Comics.
Infinity Comics. Okay. And tragic story that the roof has been leaking and he lost about $20,000 worth of merchandise, mostly statues and things. I mean, he lost a few books here and there. Said he lost a few hardcovers.
How do you lose a statue to water?
I
Dripping.
mean, well, if the box is
I
damaged,
can understand the box, but I mean,
I guess you could still sell the statue.
Yeah.
But you lost
I understand being in a box is worth a lot more, but
Yeah. He said he lost some hardcovers, like in the shrink wrap. Water still got in somehow.
oh, that's bad.
That's a
news.
lot of water.
Yes.
And like there was just tarps on things and buckets. It was sad.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it in its glory.
I mean, we will eventually because I plan on going back there anytime we head out that way.
Yeah, it was a very nice man.
A very nice man, Alvin. Is
Alvin,
his name.
because of the chipmunk.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't think his name was Alvin because of the chipmunk. I think the chipmunk was there because his name's Alvin.
That's what. Well, what came first, chicken or the egg? Who knows?
Pretty sure. Well, I don't know how old he is.
He looked to be about 40, 50.
How old's Alvin and the Chipmunks? Drastically older than that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But no, very good shop. Had a lot of stuff.
He had a search. You just tell him what you want, he'd find it for you.
And it's his own software,
Yes,
he said.
it was fantastic.
He said him and his, I want to say brother-in-law or like brother just coded this software for themselves to collect and say everything that he has. All you do is ask what he has, and he'll type it in, and he knows everything his shop has.
Yeah, he went and got it. Like, it was fantastic. Like,
Yes, it was. His
variant policy.
all Scotty Young variants were $5. Anything that was like an incentive variant, though, I think was different priced, but it wasn't too bad.
No.
But he has to have a lot of people that come there for subscriptions.
Yeah, he has so many.
He
Like,
had so many, just every issue of every book that's out. I mean, he said he only reads independents. That might have been why he had only independent titles.
mm-hmm.
But that led me to this thought process I want to talk to you about. We're not going to get to anything. Where are we at right now, time-wise?
I don't know. This thing doesn't tell time. It goes by bars.
I don't even know what that means.
Music, I don't know.
Well, I think we talked about this briefly. I think we're ready. I don't think we can call Image an independent anymore.
I don't think it is an independent anymore.
I mean, I understand that they're independent books. Like the teams themselves are not guided by the company,
Yes.
but the company overall is not an independent publisher.
No, it's.
I mean, I guess technically by the term they are publishing independence, but it's not an independent publisher. It's a corporation at this point.
Yeah, certainly, and it's up there with the top two. You know,
Oh, it's absolutely. I think we talked about it.
We did.
Should we call the top three?
we did because you said that the most bought books.
Oh, Image was they led it in like graphic novels and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's only like 2 DC maybe
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Or there weren't any.
Yeah, I think it was all Image and
And like
Vertigo.
no, I think it was Image and like Magna.
Oh, yes, that stuff.
Anything else to talk about the trip?
No, I think we pretty much covered it.
All right. You want to move on to news or comic character creation?
Let's go with news. Keep it rolling.
Did you see Dreadstar movie?
No.
Dreadstar is looking to be picked up as a movie. Hopefully, Jim Starlin will get some recognition for something because he says he makes no money off of anything that he's written for Marvel that has been used, i.e., Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos. And it's nice. It'd be nice. Have you read any Dreadstar?
No.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. I've read, I think, the first 5 and then like sporadic issues here and there. I plan on picking them up sometime, but I just never think about it when I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think I've even seen them.
You've never seen any Dreadstar?
No.
I have a few, but I don't think I have them handy. You're reading Gambit anyway.
Yes.
Did you see Suicide Squad relaunching?
Really?
Yes, with a new team.
Is Harley Quinn still on it?
Harley Quinn is on it. People are upset that Joker's daughter is going to be part of it.
Why is she a thing?
Deathstroke is on it. Black Manta is now one of the other
Ooh.
leaders of it, I guess. And Amanda Waller. No,
I know who that is, but I don't.
I don't really either. And there was like the article I read though. They read down the list of things and it said Deathstroke twice. So there's somebody else on the team that I didn't know who it was, and I couldn't tell from the picture. But along with that, Teen Titans is getting relaunched.
Well, I saw that coming.
And possibly there's a Gen 13 title in the works.
Oh, you're excited?
I am excited. I like Gen 13. I'd be interested to see what they do. But it's not, nobody's sure. Because it was announced the day before April Fool's Day.
Oh.
And then, like, that was it. Like, it was announced the day before. They're like, is this an early April Fool's? We don't know. I guess Nightwing's coming back, too. But it's going to be called something else. What's Nightwing's real name?
Dick Grayson?
I think it's just going to be called Grayson, the book, which is interesting.
It is an interesting take on it. I'd give it a chance.
I'm on
maybe.
Nightwing. I've been on Nightwing for a while. I'd probably start if Grayson started off number 1. I'd probably pick it up and check it out. Probably not going to jump on Teen Titans, and definitely not going to jump on Suicide Squad. But if you were on Suicide Squad, I would like to read it.
I might, because I enjoy Harley Quinn.
If it relaunches, I will try to read Suicide Squad because it sounds interesting, but not for what I have already.
I was on the last volume, didn't enjoy it. Didn't, because I guess I didn't know anyone else other than Harley Quinn on it.
Who else was in it?
I don't even know. There's like a tiger shark thing.
Wasn't Black Canary in it, or is that Birds of Prey?
That's Birds of Prey.
Okay. Something you might be excited about? Charmed season 10 coming to comics. Yeah. No.
Not that excited.
No.
No.
Did you even know there was a season 9 in comics? 'Cause I didn't.
No, I didn't either.
I guess the show only had 8 seasons.
You know what? I saw a Charmed comic yesterday, and I was like, and I just passed it by. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're starting season 10.
Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I've seen all of Charmed.
Of course you have.
It wasn't quite my choice, but I don't know. It's okay.
Just moving on.
Yeah, it's nothing.
All right. As you know, Ultimate Warrior died last Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, it's sad.
3 days after being inducted in the Hall of Fame. 1 day after being on Monday Night Raw. If you didn't know, he did a comic. He had a comic series.
Really?
Yeah, it was just called Warrior. I want to say 90s, like maybe late 90s. I want to say, and you could get a signed copy for, less than $10. Like you hop on eBay, you get a signed copy of any issue for less than $10. Now, signed copies are going for like $86.
Wow.
It just proves that nothing succeeds more than death.
It's true.
Nothing has greater success than dying.
I'm kind of surprised you don't have any of those.
I honestly, I knew of it, but I've never seen them, and I was never like, I need to look for these, and now it's going to be impossible to find.
Yeah.
But
It
I
might
know
be easier to find.
they'll be easier to find, but they'll be crazy prices.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like they had some of the like, you know how Marvel figures have like Marvel Selects
Mhm.
from the Diamond distributors. Well, WWE has their own brand of like super articulated, super detailed figures. Well, I was talking to one guy there, and he said his inbox Ultimate Warrior he bought one like 3 weeks ago before he went to the Hall of Fame for $15. He sold it that day for $120.
Wow.
Talk about making money.
That's how you do it.
I mean, you can't really expect like anticipate somebody's death.
No, but you can plan ahead.
But I mean, Ultimate Warrior, it sucks he died. He finally was getting back into the business, back into what he loved.
And he was pretty young too.
I'm 54. Not super young.
He's still younger than Hulk Hogan, isn't he?
I think so. Yes. I'm not sure how old Hulk Hogan is.
He's ancient.
His leather skin.
Thunder Lips.
Did you see that the Sinister Six movie possibly has a director?
Really? Already?
Yes, Drew Goddard. You'll know him from he did Cabin in the Woods.
Oh. It was a good movie for what it was.
I think about it this way. If he can pay homage to classic horror movies the way he did in Cabin in the Woods, hopefully he looks back at the history of Spider-Man, looks back at the history of Sinister Six, and can pay homage to the actual story and continuity of him in the movie.
See, what that confuses me now because I'm unsure if Gwen Stacy's going to, quote, die, unquote, in this movie.
Why?
Because the Goblin's in it.
Yes.
Will he still be in the Sinister Six?
I believe so. It's not confirmed who is going to be the Sinister Six, and I think Gwen Stacy might be in for one more. I think she'll die in the next one because there's 4 of them.
But I mean, you've seen at least the first trailer for it.
I think we watched it together.
Yeah, where she's like fallen. It's like, will he, save her?
Maybe I didn't see it.
Maybe no.
Maybe not.
Oh.
I don't know. No, I only watched the Electro trailer.
Hmm.
I didn't see anything after the Electro trailer.
Okay. I must have seen one more then.
Okay, good.
Because I've been trying not to watch them.
That's a bullshit lie.
No, honestly, there's a new Guardian of the Galaxy teaser trailer out. Didn't watch it.
Well, you didn't try to hide your face in the theater.
Because I already saw it.
You saw that X-Men trailer.
Yes.
When?
It was on TV.
What happened to Mr. I Don't Watch TV? Moving on.
I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff.
Did you see? I mean, there was I didn't read anything about the movies beforehand, and now I see all these things that were said previous to Captain America 2. Are you all right?
There's a fly in here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
They said that the guess was that Robert Redford's character, the guy who was controlling Hydra, was actually Red Skull.
Oh?
That was the theory that people thought. But now obviously that wasn't the case. But Brock Rumlow, the Hydra agent who was all burned up at the end, they carried on the stretcher. We thought, like, why did they show that?
Yeah.
The director and the producer said that they cannot confirm or deny that is the Crossbones origin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that may be Crossbones origin.
Nice.
And Captain America 3 is slated for May 6th, 2016.
Yeah, that's the same day as Batman Superman.
One of them's going to... No. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Because they moved one of them, and then Marvel moved back to where they were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yes.
Amazon bought Comixology.
Yes.
Or they are buying... They're in the process of finalizing everything. Do you feel either way about that? I don't care.
No, because...
I don't read digital.
Yeah, digital's not my thing.
As soon as I can get the Marvel app on my Kindle Fire, I'll, all my 399 Marvel books come with digital copies. I'll just redeem them on there and have them, but you know what I mean?
I'm too lazy to even do that.
I think I would, but I don't have the app. It's on the Amazon, you know what I mean?
You know what? Maybe that's a good thing for you then.
It's possible. But I have all these codes, and I would like to give them. I used to do them when I used to do YouTube videos. I'd give them away to anybody who wanted them.
Yeah.
It just got too messy.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants any of my codes, you can contact me on Twitter, and I'll do what I can. But I am a bit lazy. I'm not going to come out and say, yeah, you'll get them. I mean, it may take a while, but you'll get them.
At least you're honest. That's all that matters.
That's all I am. Moving on to the comic character creation of the week of the corner in the corner. And I told you yesterday that I mean I have to start this off. I have to preemptively hit you with this caveat here that the name came first, and I couldn't get my mind off of it, so I had to work, and I wrote after the name. Like normally the name comes afterwards. I had to write the name. I had to write the character for the name rather than vice versa.
You said it's very punny.
Yes.
I'm ready for it. Hit me.
Do you want me to tell you the name?
Well, yeah, it's like,
Surgicoolio.
if it's Coolio who does surgery, I'm walking out right now.
Better get your shoes on, sir.
Oh, God.
Coolio has super speed. He's always had this super speed, okay? That's why his hair's so fucked up. Because when he uses the speed, his hair follicles get crazy twisted and fall out sometimes. That's why his hair's so fucked up, all right? And in his spare time, he harvests organs. Now, mind you, Coolio can only use this speed either in the bottom half of his body or the top half. He can only use it in his legs or his arms at one time. He can't run and use his arms super speed at the same time. Doesn't work like that. So if he wants to run, he runs. But if he wants to use super speed with his arms, he has to use his arms. And he runs up on people, performs surgery very fast, steals their organs, stitches them up, and runs away with super speed.
Well, I'll see you next week.
Okay, listen. No, we're not done.
Okay.
This is real life. This isn't based out of a story or anything. This is Coolio now. This is what he does. But he has extremely short memory. Okay, he doesn't remember any of the things he does. But in order to learn them, he uses his super speed in the brain to learn these things quickly. And then he does them and then forgets about them.
I don't have words right now. Like, I'm at a loss. I like
I
it.
told you the name came first, and I had to run with it.
Where did this name come from? Like, were you what? Why?
Surgicoolio. No, like I had the thought of a guy with super speed who harvests organs.
So you're like, yeah, Coolio, perfect.
I had a thought of a
Why
guy.
not Sinbad?
Because Surge of Sinbad doesn't work. Symbical doesn't work.
Symbical.
Either way, I thought of I've had the idea of somebody who has super speed that harvests organs. Maybe stemming a little bit from that Deadpool character, like that arc where they were stealing his organs, like they'd knock him out and steal his organs. Maybe a little bit from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the thought, and then I was like, I just run through names in my head, and I was like, Surgicoolio, and I had to write it.
It's fantastic.
I just picture him with that fucked up hair, with like a doctor's mask on, running extremely fast, and then just harvesting an organ and running away.
Fantastic.
I mean, I had to do it.
I love it. It's perfect.
But you say this as you're walking out the door, though.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Stick to my word.
I have a lot of books for next week as well.
I don't have a lot, but that Deadpool book counts as 5 books.
Yes, it does. Well, you want to talk about anything you picked up at the con?
Well, actually, I picked up some Avengers I needed. I haggled a little. I love haggling. Gets me going.
Because I don't know if anybody knows that you're working on a complete run. From what point?
From
5?
From 8.
From 8.
Which would be the first appearance of Kang. I do have 7, but it's really...
And you have you picked up a weird coverless 4 possibly stapled to 5.
Yes.
Referencing 6.
Yes. I'm not unsure.
There needs to be some investigation done.
It's an Avengers 4, because it's the Lava Men, which is 4. And then halfway through it has a cover gallery that goes up to 6. And then I feel like it starts issue 5 or 6. No, because it says, I hope you finished issue 5. Because it's a whole new splash plate. It's like the Masters of Evil.
Just stapled together.
Yeah, one staple.
So you need to do some investigation.
Yes, so I might have 2 half books. I'm not sure. But I only need 14 issues now, and I'll have 8 through 400.
Not what was the final one? 454 or something like that?
See, it gets weird because it's 390. It switches to volume 2, and then they go back to numbering it. I'm just worried about volume 1, but I have up to 400.
Okay.
So, and there's only 3 or 4 issues that are big money. I need 10, 11, and 93.
What's 93?
Nothing special. I'm pretty sure it's
Is it a big money book?
No, but it's...
Is it Neil Adams art?
No, I don't think it's Neil Adams either, but it goes for like $20. I mean, it's not big money, but...
No, it's like we were looking through boxes, and we're flipping through them, and I was like, you need some of these Avengers. And you were like, they were like $10 a piece. And I was like, that's pretty much where you're at right now. Like, all the ones you need are going to be that price.
Yeah.
You're not going to find them for $1 or $2 a piece anymore.
Yes. Well, I went back to the guy, and I haggled him down. I got 4 for the price of 3.
And I bought one comic book. I bought one comic book while I was there, and it was Tales of Suspense 79, first appearance of the Cosmic Cube, which I flipped through it and didn't see it, and got pissed off, and looked it up, and apparently it is the first appearance of the Cosmic Cube, but I didn't see it in there.
Maybe it's the first mention.
I don't know. When I read it, I'll figure
The cover's worth it.
The cover's worth it. I mean, there's a few creases, but it's a nice enough book. I talked him down from like 30 down to like 13.
I'm surprised you didn't get that Swamp Thing, number 1.
Swamp Thing number 1, he wanted what? He wanted 40 for it.
Mm-hmm.
I talked him down to 25. I just didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, so once I finish Avengers, I'm thinking of starting Thor or Daredevil. I feel like Daredevil will
Did
be...
you pick up some of those Daredevil Black Widows?
I did. I got, I think, Daredevil 104
They're really
and
good.
116.
That's when he's very manly, and that's when they're just dating, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a few of them. I have the issue where he slaps her on the ass.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'll make you a poster.
It's a great issue. Thor's tough.
It's really long.
Not even the length of it. I mean, you can get a lot of those issues for $1, if not less. But they go pretty old. I think it'd be easier to do Captain America than Thor at this point.
Really?
I mean, Captain America starts at what? 100 is the first Captain America
Mhm.
this volume, because it breaks from Tales of Suspense.
Yes.
Thor comes from
Journey into Mystery.
Journey into Mystery, and it starts at what?
121
It's
maybe?
somewhere around there. I think I have a few older issues, but I think they're like 150, and they're old. Like, it's old. There's some old issues you're gonna have to fight for.
See, but old Daredevil's cheap.
Yeah, we saw number 10 for like $10.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. I mean, it was pretty beat up, but
Yeah. I think 9's the first red suit, or 10 might be the first red suit.
if 10 was, it wouldn't have been that price.
I don't know. I've seen it on eBay for pretty cheap. Like, good condition.
Well, hopefully we get them. You got to get them before the Daredevil movie comes out. Because as you know, you focus what you're collecting. I collect 14,000 series at one time.
Yeah, you go for it.
Iron Man, I'm trying to keep an eye on. That's what I've been working on for a while. I have the big money books.
You do. You got 1
I
and
have
55.
Number 1, I have number 55. But I just got to work on filling in the gaps. Like you, the $10 issues get me.
Yeah, like, it's not that I don't want to pay that much. It's just, I don't want to pay that
Yes.
much. You
Yeah.
know?
But I mean, I'm collecting Iron Man. I have a list for Thor. I have a list for Daredevil. I have a list for Avengers.
I have a list for them too, but like I said, I just focus. Like, I haven't bought any back issues that haven't been Avengers pretty much.
My biggest fault is I started trying to collect Action Comics.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, I think I started my list at like 300, 400 maybe, which is still
Yeah.
really old. But yeah, look out for some Gambit reviews next week from you.
Yes, I'm hopefully gonna get 3 issues.
I may talk a bit on this book I'm reading called Superman is Jewish, which is about comic history and the Jewish influence on it. I have mixed feelings about it, but you might hear about that next week because you didn't bring me anything to read.
My bad. I'll find something.
But we do have plenty of books for next week. Hopefully, we have something that stands up to Surgicoolio.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means Surgicoolio is fantastic. I don't know if I can beat it.
I hope you can.
I'll do my best. But we'll definitely have a lot to talk about the Deadpool issue.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're probably gonna have to be the expert on it. We're gonna have to cross-reference some books.
I'll pull some old Deadpool out. I'm not scared.
I know you're not.
I have a whole drawer in there.
That nice wooden drawer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, especially if you made it this far. Although I feel like it's pretty solid week.
Yeah,
Even though it's a day late, I feel like we might. I mean, I don't know how long it is because we have how many bars there?
we'll see after 1,000 it rolls over. So
1,000 what?
bars.
Of what?
I don't know.
Is this like rap bars? Like I got bars. Like if I start rapping out for 10,000 bars,
Oh boy. Well, I think we're like 1,200.
what does that mean?
I don't know.
In reference of time.
I don't know.
Okay, doesn't really matter. But thank you for listening. Check him out at Stickosaurus on Twitter. Check me out at Breakdown Brand. I am eventually going to make a Twitter for the pod.
Yeah, I hope he does.
And maybe you can make a Facebook for it if you want.
We can hype it up more.
But tell your friends,
Please do.
as he likes. Tell your father. He thinks the fathers would enjoy this.
Yes, you probably.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And look out for Surgicoolio.